Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking some truly fascinating teachings from the guide Xu Feng, the founder of Life Shanyuan. We're diving right into his highly specific spiritual framework found in the text, The Values and Meaning of Life. What's really wild about this piece is how it treats human existence. It's not just presented as some standard biological reality. Instead, he frames it as a literal, rigid cosmic economy. Think about that for a second. It blends deep spiritual philosophy with the cold, hard logic of investment and return. It's a mental model that literally forces you to view your everyday actions through a totally different lens.
Okay, here's our prospectus for the day. We'll start with the ultimate life investment. Check out Life's Short Cosmic Trip and review common investment portfolios. Then we'll hit the highest yield path and wrap up with the creator's original design. Let's get into it.
The text immediately hits us with a question that reframes everything. If life is an investment, what is your return? It strips away all that cloudy ambiguity we usually have about human purpose and replaces it with this super pragmatic, almost mathematical lens. Every single day, you are putting capital into the universe. You are spending your essence. So what exactly are you getting back for that massive expenditure? Now, the universal equalizer in this cosmic economy is the number 24. Obviously, that's the 24 hours we each get every single day to make our cosmic investments. It is the ultimate leveled playing field. Seriously, whether you're a billionaire running a tech empire or a monk meditating quietly in the mountains, you get the exact same daily budget of time. You can't buy more, you can't save it in a bank for later, and according to the teachings of the guy Xu Feng, how you allocate those 24 hours dictates literally everything about your entire cosmic destiny. To really drive this home, the text uses a beautifully simple agricultural metaphor, investing in sesame versus investing in watermelons. Imagine going out to a field, planting a tiny sesame seed, and then acting genuinely shocked when you don't harvest a massive watermelon, right? It just doesn't work that way. Xu Feng points out that if you invest your time into sesame, well, you're only going to get sesame. If you want watermelons, you actually have to invest in watermelons. It vividly illustrates how the specific focus of your daily energy compounds over time. Small, scattered investments yields a tiny, fragile return, but a massive, focused investment, that's what gives you the heavy, substantial payout. Moving on to Section 1, Life Short Cosmic Trip, Understanding the Journey and the Destination. So this specific idea is the absolute backbone of the whole philosophy. Quote, life is just a short trip of life in the mortal world. It asks us to see ourselves as just being on a brief layover. Earth isn't the ultimate permanent home. It's literally just the transit lounge of the universe. And honestly, adopting that perspective completely changes how you behave. I mean, if you know you're only at the airport terminal for 2 hours, you aren't going to exhaust yourself building a permanent mansion right by the boarding gate, are you? You just prepare for the actual flight. But while the mortal trip is short, the text emphasizes that everyone's final destination varies wildly, totally based on the investments they made while waiting in that transit lounge. And the stakes here are incredibly high. Depending on your strategy, the philosophy outlines 4 radically distinct destinations. You might achieve the ultimate success of rising up to heaven, or you could face the devastating loss of falling into hell. You might revert down into the animal world, or maybe the most neutral outcome, just return as mortals. Back to square one to repeat the grind all over again. This isn't just about feeling a bit more fulfilled on Earth. The framework frames the absolute best outcome as taking all the chances of the mortal world, combining them with the profound energy of the Tao, and attaining a flawless celestial character so you can permanently ascend to heaven. Which brings us to this really fascinating mathematical balance in Xu Feng's teachings. Get this. The framework asserts there are exactly 18 aspects of human life we absolutely cannot self-manage. Things like where we're born, the family we're born into, the era, totally out of our hands. But, and here's the kicker, there are exactly 18 aspects we can completely control. It's a perfectly balanced 50-50 ledger of preordained fate and absolute free will. The universe deals half the cards, and you decide exactly how to play the other half. That leads us to Section 2, Common Investment Portfolios, the conventional paths of life. So how do most folks play those cards? The text breaks down several standard directions people pour their 24 hours into. Think of these as the conventional portfolios. There's the subsistence cycle, basically farming, family, and just repeating the struggle to survive. Then there's the rat race. We are all intimately familiar with this one. School, office job, 30-year mortgage, kids. You've got the wealth chaser, relentlessly pursuing business empires and luxury villas. We scroll past the fame seeker on our feeds every single day, chasing name recognition. There's the ladder climber, obsessively maneuvering for political power. And even the hero, dedicating life to massive state or religious achievements. The teachings recognize these as incredibly common default paths, but fundamentally argue they're painfully low yield in the grand cosmic scheme because they tie your energy entirely to the temporary mortal world.
Drawing on Eastern philosophy, the text notes that much like the 84,000 ways of the Buddha, there are basically countless ways to journey through life. The portfolios we just talked about are just the obvious examples. But the core argument? Regardless of the specific door you walk through, the absolute key to existence is finding the one portfolio that yields the maximum cosmic benefit. It's all about optimizing that ultimate spiritual return.
Let's check out Section 3, the highest yield path, exploring Zhu Feng's 8 path. If you actually calculate the long-term spiritual yields of everything a human can do, the framework proposes what it calls Path 8. This is considered the ultimate investment strategy. It supposedly produces a profoundly higher value than any of those conventional earthly pursuits. Mathematically and spiritually, it outperforms billionaires hoarding wealth, it outshines celebrities chasing fame, and it overpowers politicians fighting for temporary authority. It's just in a vastly superior asset class. So, what exactly makes up this incredibly high-yield Path 8 portfolio? Well, it's got a few non-negotiable components. First, actively making your life happy, joyous, free, and blessed on a daily basis. It means living so purposefully that you leave absolutely no remorse or regrets behind. It requires self-refining through unconditional charity, giving without expecting a single thing back. And perhaps most uniquely, knowing your coordinate system in the universe. It's literally like having a spiritual GPS. Knowing exactly where your consciousness fits into the massive geometry of existence, and knowing your true self-destination. It's an investment strategy completely focused on letting go of heavy material restraints so you can achieve a light, soaring cosmic awareness. Moving to Section 4, the Creator's Original Design, why Path 8 works.
To understand exactly why this 8th path produces such massive cosmic returns, the framework asks us to look at the elegant simplicity of the natural world. It uses these really beautiful analogies. Take the sun. The greatest creator designed the sun for one solitary purpose: illumination. It just burns and gives light. Fruit trees, created purely to bear fruit. They don't worry about anything else. Flowers, designed merely to unfold and display colorful beauty. So, following that exact logic, humans were created simply to naturally bloom according to our intrinsic human nature. The idea is that we already have absolutely everything we need to function perfectly. It's when we layer on those heavy, complex material desires, the inflated egos, the corporate empires, that we actively work against our original beautiful design.
This brings us straight to the guide Zhu Feng's highly specific definition of the meaning of life. It's defined simply as the complete exhibition of natural character to please the greatest creator. It really is that wonderfully simple. Because humans were brought into existence by the Creator, the text reasons that our single, driving purpose is just to honor that creation by existing naturally. We are meant to live joyfully and authentically, totally stripping away the earthly desires for wealth or fame that just trap and corrupt our pure, natural state. But you have to carefully separate the meaning of life from the values of life in this framework. While meaning is the daily action, how you naturally exhibit your character each day, the value is the ultimate payout. It's the final return on that Path 8 investment. The text defines the true value of life as seeking the Tao, attaining immortality, and going to heaven. Think of it like this. If the meaning of life is the act of planting the right seeds every single day, the value of life is the magnificent cosmic harvest you reap at the end of the season. That is the absolute maximized return on those precious 24 hours you are granted every single day. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final provocative thought. Directly inspired by the text, take a hard look at your own routine, your own daily energy expenditure, and ask yourself, do your daily 24-hour investments align with your desired ultimate cosmic destination? Are you pouring all of your time, stress, and energy into planting sesame? Or are you investing in watermelons? Thanks for joining me today. Keep questioning the systems around you, keep learning, and definitely pay very close attention to exactly where you invest your 24 hours.